Yes, people, we're back. Back with another preview. Back previewing a game which, on paper, Chelsea should be winning. But as always, football's not played on paper. And we like to make things very difficult for ourselves. Who's it going to be this weekend, man, that decides to just pass it back to nobody or pass it to the opposition? Huh? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Petrovic again with his buttery fingers in goal? Is it going to be Caicedo again? Who is it going to be this week? Who? That's what we're dealing with right now. Do you know what I'm saying? But first of all, make sure you smash up the likes. Obviously, let me know your comments and the thoughts, as always, what you think of my lineup and how you think the game's going to go as well. Because listen, this is another must-win game. Like I've told you lot already, right now we've got the second easiest running between now and the end of the season. We're 10th, by the way, after beating Man United. So we've climbed up one. Yeah, we're on the first page after God knows how long. And we've got Sheffield right now, who are bottom of the table and haven't won a game since February. Arsenal dealt with them over there, 6-0. Obviously, Arsenal are better than us right now. But these lot just get dealt with week after week after week. If you guys remember that game at the Bridge, terrible first half. Terrible against Sheffield. We weren't creating nothing. It was just side to side, keeping the ball, struggling to really break down that defense, that low block. And then again, Cole Palmer saved us. And I think him and Jackson scored that game, I believe, if I remember right. That game. But I wasn't happy with the overall performance because I was thinking, we're at home. It's Sheffield United. We should be just attacking these guys and pamming these guys, And it wasn't the best performance again. And that's been the theme of our season. Lack of tactics, lack of patterns, lack of consistent attacks, So we'll see how we'll get on this weekend. And listen, I'll go through the lineup a little bit after in terms of what I'll pick and how I think the game's going to go and what we need to do to win the game. But I want to take it back a little bit and obviously speak about the United game because for me, even now, still talking about it, I still can't believe we'll beat Man United. I nearly turned off the TV. Yeah, I'm one of those fans that never does that. But the other day, I was honestly just sick and tired of just seeing the same thing. The same lack of control, basketball football, NBA style football. Neutrals were loving that game the other day. But for me, I was just fed up. I was watching it and thinking, the quality on show right now is a madness. We're getting the ball from the defense. We're not even trying to build up properly. It goes to Enzo. He's trying to get rid of it quickly like a hot potato. And Enzo doesn't like playing like that. So I have to look upstairs. It must be this manager. It's clearly this manager that's telling these guys to play like this because week after week, doesn't matter who plays in that midfield, doesn't matter what lineups we go with, it's ping-pong football, lack of control football, Caicedo wasn't good, of course. He had a disaster class the other day, and I need him to step up this weekend because he's definitely starting for me. Like, we have to start him. He's very keen how we play in terms of breaking up the play and picking up the ball from the defense and him and Enzo connecting here and there when Poch decides to play them a little bit closer. So he'll be key for this game as well, But honestly, I'm seeing some weird takes on Twitter, man. I'm seeing some weird guys trying to get onto Enzo for the whole little thing that happened with Mason Mount, where Mason, was trying to waste time with the extra ball that was on the pitch. And him and Enzo were like head to head doing what they were doing. And obviously Enzo patted his chest right in front of him at the end of the game. And I'll be real with you, that's pretty telling. That's pretty telling of what they think of Mason Mount because a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of fans think that Mason Mount was forced out of the club. He wasn't forced out of the club. This guy was offered a contract. He wasn't happy with the amount that he was offered, which was mad to me because for the past year, the last year of playing for Chelsea and England, Mount wasn't good. He wasn't good. I was begging for this guy to get dropped for weeks just to protect him because I liked him and I was happy for him to stay. But he was out of form for so long for England and for Chelsea. But he was still demanding $250 a week. He went and got that at United, a place that his dad calls home. But he's still got a bunch of Chelsea fans over here trying to grill Enzo for wanting to go to war over a guy that weren't even world class and decided to move on for more money and more opportunities because he wasn't guaranteed to be starting week in, week out with the players that we're bringing in. And he knew that because he was always the poster boy. But he realized that, I'm not even a poster boy anymore. Let me go somewhere else where I can play every week, week in, week out, and go and get 250. You know, he's not coming back. We have seen Better leave. We've seen Hazard leave. We've seen Drogba leave. Mason Mount is not that guy to be still crying over. We've got Cole Palmer now, who's putting up 33 GA in his first season of starting, week in, week out. These are the sort of players that we've got now. You know, forget Mason Mount. It's just mad weird to me that I'm seeing people defending him over Enzo, a guy that plays for your club, a guy that was out there literally fighting for the badge. And on Enzo as well, I thought we had a good game against United as well, man. I can't lie. Like, these stats are showing here. He was controlling the game. He was our best midfielder, to be fair. He was probably the best midfielder on the pitch on the day. I know Gallagher scored that goal, but overall, he wasn't that great. You know, Enzo in possession, certain parts, he was giving it away. But overall, he was good, in my opinion. He was actually all right in that midfield, you know. But that's what we're going to need against Sheffield, man. We're definitely going to need him to dictate the game. I know Sheffield are probably going to go with like a low block, as always. But you never know with these teams, man, because honestly, Chelsea now, any team knows that they can get something because our mentality is poor. You know, our players' concentration levels are so poor. You know, our manager, the in-game management at times is questionable. So everything right now at Chelsea is fragile. And teams like Sheffield will be looking at it and thinking, yo, we haven't won since February, but this can be it. You know what I'm saying? This can be it because, like I said, we are charity FC. Anything that you want, Chelsea will give it to you. Cunha, you want a hat-trick? We'll give it to you. Lewis Miley, you want your first Premier League goal? We'll give it to you. You know? Anthony, you want your first assist of the season? We'll give it to you. That's what we do. We're givers. We're givers. We don't like winning. I've deeped it. We don't like winning games. Do you know what I'm saying? But we need to start winning games. We need to start climbing up the table, as mad as it is saying that in March, because we should have been doing this a lot earlier. You know? Like Enzo has said here, yes, I like the Premier League, but I don't like our place in the standing. I don't like that place. I like to win, not losing. And seeing ourselves in that position angers me and my teammates. But we have to accept it's a process, and let's hope next season will be much better for us. Yeah? It's mad. It's mad that we're 10th right now after spending all that money. You know? I know we're missing about 3 or 4 key starters, which, in all honesty, has definitely affected our season. But we still had enough to be winning more games than this, man. You know? And like I said, we can still finish in a respectable position through the league. I know we're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, but let's not put our eggs in one basket. Let's try and actually, you know, have some shame. Yeah? Have some shame. Because by the end of this weekend, we can actually be 2 points behind Man United. Because I don't think they're going to beat Liverpool, in my opinion. You know, I know football gods and that are listening, but Liverpool right now, they're on fire, man. They just keep winning. This time round, United, they're deflated. They've got Varane, who's injured. Evans, injured. You know, they're deflated at the minute. So we can actually be 2 points behind them. And just, you know, keep climbing. Because after that, we've got Everton at home. Another chance to pick up more points. You know? But for this game, this is the lineup that I've gone with, man. This is the lineup that I've gone with. So I've gone with Cucurella at left back, Badiashile and Disasi as the centre backs, and Malo Gusto at right back as well. And listen, Badiashile and Disasi, they really need to fix up, man. I've been disappointed with these guys because it's not like they don't know each other. They played with each other at Monaco. So that chemistry should already be there. You know, Badiashile this season, he's been underwhelming. I like Badiashile. You know, I'm not going to change my take on him. I still think he's a good player. But I think this season, he's been poor. You know, the other day he kept giving away the ball. You know, it's like he thinks he's got so much time on the ball at times. And I'm like, yo, you're being overly casual here. You know, overly casual. I know I liked how relaxed he was last season on the ball. And he brings that ease into the defense. And you just feel like, you know, he doesn't panic on the ball. But this season, he's just been a hazard. I can't even lie to you. He has been a hazard. Yeah. I know chopping and changing hasn't helped him. You know, starting with certain games and he gets dropped, then he gets injured. You know, and this system for me, like I said, this system is flawed because this system is ping pong football. And it's not going to help technical players like Enzo and your Badiashile and whatnot. Yeah. But I can't blame Poch for certain, you know, times where he's taking a heavy touch and things like that. Or when he's playing it into the midfield and he's giving it straight back to the opposition. You know, he can't be doing that against Sheffield. I know, like I said, they're bottom of the table, but I was saying this about Burnley. You know, Burnley are going to get relegated. And look what happened. We dropped points against them. So we can't take anyone lightly. We've still got a job to do. you know what I'm saying? So like I said, Gusto right back. For this game, I'm gonna go with Cole Palmer, right mid, Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo in that pivot, and then Carney. I'm bringing Carney in the 10 for this one. I think Gallagher, we don't need him for this game because, like I said, I think most of the game is gonna be low block central. Carney, every single time he's come on, he's shown exactly why we've missed him this season, man. In terms of the link up play, the way he drives into space, you know, he's got an eye for a pass. Again, he's always trying to attack the box and actually try to shoot in the box, you know, and that's what we need. So for me, he's going to be key in unlocking, you know, low blocks for us in the future and in the present as well. It's just his fitness. He needs to stay fit. So for this game, he has to start ahead of Gallagher. I know Gallagher scored the other day, but this game, we're going to need someone that's got a little bit more quality on the ball and able to pick out those little holes and get in between the pockets and not fall everywhere and slip everywhere like Gallagher does. Do you know what I'm saying? And then Cole Palmer on the right, Mudryk on the left. I thought Mudryk was actually all right in that first half against United. He actually helped us get that penalty that Cucurella got with a little pass, and he was looking quite dangerous. But then in the second half, the ball wasn't really going to that side for obvious reasons. We like to play on the right because of Palmer, and he wasn't really getting the ball much. So I didn't really see much of him in the second half. But like I've said before, he needs to continue getting minutes, yeah, and building that confidence. And this is a way for him to actually get a little bit of GA because, again, Sheffield are terrible. Let's be real about it. You know, so another way for him to build on his confidence and carry on going because he is improving. Let's be real about it. So he needs to start the game. Madueke could have potentially started because I thought he was quite good when he came on the other day. But for me, I'd rather go with Carney in that 10 for this one. I want to see him link up with Jackson, who I'm going to play up top as well. And then, like I said, Palmer on that right. So that's the lineup that I'm going with, man. Like I said, this should be business as usual, but Chelsea are just unpredictable. This is the problem. But if we have any shame, we go there, perform well, and we collect all three, and then we move on to Everton after that. Do you know what I'm saying? But people, let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. Smash up the likes, as always. And yeah, big up.